In the past year, we've pretty much been to every major city in North Carolina, but we haven't yet been to Greensboro. So when a viewer suggested that we see this city, we decided to hop in the car, drive 4 hours from Virginia to Greensboro, and see just what kind of adventure we could find ourselves in as we explored North Carolina's third largest city. But first, coffee.
I know you can't believe it, right here's the place to be. I got everything I need, so right now you can take from me.
The Green Bean is located right next to Maddie Greens and is a great coffee shop with amazing craft espresso drinks and a lot of really great seasonal beverages as well.
Our first stop in the city is at Scramble, which is located in the heart of one of Greensboro's most historic neighborhoods. So these jean sculptures are all over Greensboro, and I was really wondering what they were about. Apparently, Greensboro is the denim capital. And that's because textiles were once the leading export here. Now, with Wrangler Jeans headquartered in the city, they've placed more than a dozen pant sculptures all around downtown as a reminder of the proud denim history. Crafted might be the most hyped up spot in Greensboro, but for a popular restaurant, the prices here aren't bad at all, and the tacos are good.
Until I get what I need, I want it all, I want it all, no matter how big or small, I want it all, I want it all, I want it all, no matter how little or tall, I want it all, I want it all, and I want it now, I want it now, I want it all.
The onion is up.
Everything that's glossy and everything that's new. I like the way that you spin, the way you move. Everything that's magic and everything that's gold.
They say that Greensboro is an eclectic town, and nowhere is that more evident than elsewhere. We don't even know what this place is yet. It could be an art exhibit, it could be a museum, it could be a thrift store, it could be all of them. It started with this woman here, Sylvia Gray, who at 58 took a 3-story building and filled it to the brink with an enormous collection of things she basically just found interesting. It has since become a living museum and an artist residency for creatives. There are a ton of classic toys here, a few that even I remember having as a kid, like Earthworm Jim and Trolls, Slimer from Ghostbusters, the McNuggets, Animaniacs, and this guy. Pretty sure he was part of those classic Happy Meals toys. Right next door to Elsewhere is a spot that I think that every animal lover can appreciate. Now I have a little bit of a surprise for Sarah. She's gonna really like it. Do you know what it is yet?
Is it cats?
No, it's not cats. It's cats.
Is it cats? Don't go to the cat cafe. Some might say that the Crooked Tail Cat Cafe is the perfect spot in Greensboro, and I happen to agree. There is a cafe in the back where they serve delicious coffee and pastries, and then at the front of the space it is a cat cafe, so you can come hang out with cats, pet on them, love them. A lot of them are up for adoption as well, or if you just want to have an afternoon with some furry friends, this is a great place to do that.
As a whole, I think Greensboro has some of the best murals I've ever seen, and that's thanks to the Greensboro Mural Project. The Mural Project started in 2011, and the goal is pretty much to make Greensboro a more colorful city. They do this to try to bring together a lot of different members of the community. A good chunk of the murals, at least the larger ones, are all centered around the Red Cinema movie theater.
Greensboro is a city that uses public space extremely well, and this city has 20 parks. Right in the middle of downtown is LeBauer Park, a 4-acre, $10 million park which opened in 2016.
So Maddie Greens is one of Greensboro's original breweries and a kind of a staple here in the city. In addition to a great selection of beers and a lengthy food menu, they also have really fun games on the second floor. Very soft, and like the crust is flaky, but the fish inside is really soft.
The Fainting Goat is North Carolina's first ever legal distillery, and it was an amazing experience. This is the best distillery I have ever been to. Was it also my first distillery? Yes, but it was super fun. Dave was an awesome host. He told us everything that we need to know about the liquor that they serve there and told us a lot of really fun stories, like how they got their name, the Fainting Goat, which is because he said the family drank too much and they would just fall over and then get right back up again, which sounds familiar.
Style gin. Once we add that juniper, we can play around with it.
Ooh. I actually really like that.
It's very smooth.
Much better than what I drank in college.
And we can't talk about Greensboro without talking about a little bit of the Black history here. While walking around, we noticed a few coffee cup sculptures downtown. And in doing some research, we realized they were a big part of the history, not just for Greensboro, but for the civil rights movement as well. The sculptures are all part of a self-guided walking tour that commemorates the sit-ins in the 1960s, where 4 Black college freshmen staged a sit-in at the segregated Woolworth lunch counter. The Woolworth location is now the International Civil Rights Museum.
So I did not know anything about Greensboro before coming here, but to me it definitely felt like small charm in like a medium-sized city. Not a small city by any means. There's about 290,000 people who live in Greensboro, but everyone is so friendly. There's so many amazing local artists, breweries, bars, restaurants that it definitely has that small town vibe that we know and love.
Yeah, and we like to travel during the winter and the off season, so obviously it's a little bit colder, but it's still a blast to be here. I'm super happy that it was actually recommended to us in our comments.
It was.
So
Thank you.
Thank you to our supporters. Thank you to our supporters. Thank you to our supporters. And if any of you guys have any other recommendations for us, let us know in the comments and we'll definitely try to check them out.
Yeah, especially in North Carolina, because this is a very accessible state for us, and there are way more cities that are interesting than I would ever have thought of. So definitely
Same.
give us those North Carolina recs down below.